Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day, and today is Monday the 25th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got up this morning, really decent time frame, got up, got the dog out, got in the hot tub for a little bit, wife got off to work without issue, got a few things done around the house, nothing too major, just kind of simple little things. Had another dog getting dropped off this morning. The owner's out of town, she travels for work, so her friend went and picked the dog up and basically headed over this way and got the dog dropped off. Everything was smooth, didn't know who was picking it up. Afterwards she said if it was her, it was going to be between 4 and 5, and if it was the grandmother, she'd let me know whatever time it'd be. So I was like, cool, no big deal. Got the dog in, got him out in the backyard. He's been here a bunch, he's here a lot of Mondays, but I don't think him and this little pit bull have played before. I don't remember them playing. They're both super high energy. They're both really good dogs, and I was like, oh, that should be fun. So I was like, no big deal. Let the Doberman run around the backyard for a little bit, and then let the pit bull out, and holy crap, they got along splendidly right from the jump. Like, they were playing like crazy, having all the fun you can have, and just wrestling and fighting and playing and just having so much damn fun. It was fun to watch. Like, they were wrestling and fighting and just playing and just all kinds of chasing, and just, it was a great time. So hung out with them, got a little bit done around the house here and there, nothing too major. Heard from my guy who's building my garage that he applied for the permitting. It sounds like, as of right now, it sounds like we don't have to stucco the front, but the people basically told him they may change that rule before they get the permit applied or accepted. They may make that part of the stipulations. They don't want it to look industrial. And I'm like, so we're just going to change the rules whenever you want to? Like, it seems stupid, but yeah, it is what it is. He said nobody there at that office, he said everybody's new. He don't recognize anybody there at all. And he's been building buildings here in this town for years now, and he says they're all new, and it seems like they don't know what the hell they're doing even at all. So like, he's having to show them on the codes what's required and what isn't, and they don't seem to know, and they just basically are telling him none of this works. And he's like, well, it meets all the codes, this is where it is, these other buildings are there. And the one answer they got was, he goes, how are these buildings that have been built in the last year or two here when you're saying this can't happen? He goes, well, a lot of them are getting after built permits. So apparently if you build a building, you can just go down and apply for an after built permit, pay the permitting fee, and then you kind of skip all the BS, which is ridiculous. So I'm like, so I'm trying to do it right, and you're going to punish me more, as opposed to just building it and then saying hell with it. And I asked him, I said, so why don't we just build it and then beg for forgiveness afterwards? He said that he was unwilling to do that because he didn't want to be put in bad standing with the city when he has other people who are wanting the permitting first, which makes sense, because I could spend 30 grand on just getting the building up, and they go, don't tear it down or move it back, which means another 15 or 20 grand added to it and all kinds of crap. So you're taking a little bit of a chance by doing it that way, and he don't want to be known as the builder who's bucking the system, I guess, back for the term. So a lot of these crews are coming in out of state, they don't care, they're driving down from like Georgia, whatever, they're putting the building up in a day and they're leaving, and they don't give a damn if they piss anybody off. So I'm like, okay, whatever makes you happy. So we're waiting for permitting. Hopefully it gets figured out. Got a hold of the electrical company, a couple electricians. One of them's supposed to be coming out tomorrow to give me a quote to move my power line. The other one said he's out of town and he'll be back first next week, he thinks. So hopefully he'll be able to come over and give me a quote then, but who knows. So yeah, got a text message from the electrical company, electrician company, I guess you want to call it, and basically sent me a reminder for the appointment tomorrow. I'm like, fine. And then they sent me one 23 hours and 59 minutes before my appointment that says if I cancel my appointment within 24 hours, they're going to charge me $50. And I'm like, well, that seems like a weird time to just enforce a rule that I didn't agree to and all this shit. I have every intention of being there for this appointment and not setting up a fake appointment for no reason, but shouldn't that be something I have to agree to and sign to, or I don't know, at least be opted in as opposed to just being forced into? And it really kind of pissed me off to the point of like, I almost wanted to cancel the appointment and be like, come at me, bro. How you gonna get $50 out of me? You know, so who knows? So we'll see what happens tomorrow, if the, you know, the appointment stuff and whatever. So yeah, it is what it is. And then had to take my father-in-law at the doctor He had labs to get done at 1:05. No idea why it's 1:05. Seems like a strange time frame to go take blood work, but who knows. So I was gonna pick him up. I ended up leaving a little earlier than I should have because it was not as far. It didn't take as long to go through traffic and that I thought it could have been, but got the little pit bull happy. And then I took the Doberman with me. He likes to go on car rides. He goes a lot of doctor appointments with me. My father-in-law seems to have a lot of appointments on Monday, so I take him with me. And we went, dropped my father-in-law off at the hospital. He walked in to go get the lab work done, and then made sure he had his phone so he could call me when he was done. And I went and basically found a spot to park. Parking around the hospital is just, oh my God, it's poor at best. It's just trash. But got parked there, waited around for him, and seemed like it took way forever, which I was hoping since we were a little early, they could get him a little early, but who knows. So I was out there a while, and I was like, man, I really kind of got to use the bathroom, and I can't go inside because I have the dog in the car. So I was like, well, the hell. So I went over to the park, which is not very far away, which is probably where I should have went to begin with. I should have just taken the dog, and him and I should have just went over and hung out at the park, and then waited for him to call, and he could wait 5 minutes for me to get back. But went to the park, took him in. He goes in the bathroom with me there, so I didn't have to leave him in the car. So the rules down here, it's like a Class D felony for leaving an animal in the car. And it's crazy. Even if the air conditioner's on, in the shade, the whole 9 yards, don't matter. It be 65 degrees outside, leave a dog in a car, and it's like immediately they'll smash your windows out and have you arrested. So, and I can't have that on my record, especially with the work I do. So yeah, animal neglect and abuse and all that crap would not be good for me. So we headed in to use the restroom, came back out in the car, was heading back over to the hospital, find space off the park, hoping to find shade, which wasn't as big of a deal. But got a call from my father-in-law, said he sent me 2 messages, kind of wondering where I'm at. And I'm like, you never, he goes, I said, I never got it. He goes, well, maybe they didn't send. I'm like, well, yeah, clearly they didn't fucking send. I didn't respond to you. So they didn't go through. Remember we talked about this? If you send me a message and within the matter of like 2 to 3 minutes, you don't get a response, call me because I didn't get the message. And it's really bad. He'll type out the message, then not hit send, then close his phone, and then be mad that I don't respond. I'm like, whatever. So he tells me he's at a different door instead of the door I put him in at. And I'm like, why? He goes, well, it was a long walk down the hallway. I'm like, okay, whatever. I said, where? He goes, well, north side entrance. I'm like, okay, you mean you're by the ER? He goes, no. I'm like, well, the ER is on the north side of the hospital, so that's where you have to be after, the north side entrance. He's like, no, definitely not there at the ER. I'm like, so I drove by, looked at 2 doors, because there's like a door went in and a door north of it. Wasn't it? Went to the ER, wasn't it? So I called him back, and I'm like, are you inside or outside? Because he's really bad about saying it's done. He'll sit inside the lobby and the waiting room, and then not be outside, so I can't find him. And I'm like, what the hell? So I'm like, where are you at? He goes, well, I don't know. I'm like, what do you see? He starts describing like the blue can. I'm like, that's in front of every door. Like, what the hell? Is there any words on anything? And I was like trying to figure it out. He's like, I don't know. And I'm like, don't hang up, because he started to hang up on me. I'm like, I don't know where you're at, so we're gonna stay on the phone until I find you. So I said, do you see any words on any signs anywhere? He's like, cancer surgical. I'm like, oh, you're on the south side of the building, which is way different than the north side of the building. So I'm like, whatever, it happens. So it kind of is what it is. And I don't know why you're like weirdos. I'm literally walking on the edge of the grass, and a car is coming at me. I walk facing traffic, so I don't trust people. That guy like almost came to a stop, and then swerved way over, and then basically drove past. What weirdos. But so I finally get him in the car. I'm like, okay, so we head back, get him dropped off, back in the house, and then I get the dog in there, and the people at the little pit bull, they were wanting to pick up, like, Bill, I was still at the hospital at the doctor's appointment at the scheduled time. I said, I will reach out to you as soon as I'm back home. So reached out, let them know I was home, but not to hurry. I had no dog here until at least 4 o'clock, so I couldn't do anything anyway till then. So take the time. They said, cool. They head back over and picked the dog up. We chatted a little bit, talked and whatnot. And then I got a little yard work done, hanging out with the Doberman. She called, said she's on her way back, picked the dog up. And I don't know if she ever picked the dog up before. She almost always drops the dog off. And she texted me. It was way longer than normal. Like, normally she would have been here by now. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? Because it usually doesn't take long to get to from work. And she goes, are you on the street? I'm like, yeah. I gave her the address, and she goes, oh, what the hell? And she'd stopped about a half mile ahead of me. And there's 3 main stop signs on my road that coming down from the main highway. And she stopped and was counting the houses from the first stop sign on past the second stop sign. So we kind of had a little chuckle at that. So she got there, gave her back the dog. We kind of laughed and joked about her not being able to find the house and how funny it was. And I think I got clients that literally can't find the house, like, at all. Like, it's amazing how bad they are at finding a place. People have been here 20 times plus and they still can't find it. So we chatted a little bit. I went ahead and went for my run, talked to my wife, asked her any plans for dinner, and she said no. I said, how do you feel like going out to dinner tonight since we have no dogs in the house, which is really weird for me. I almost always have dogs. So she goes, yeah, do you have any place in mind? I'm like, no, I'm not really. Any place you want. And then she wanted to try the new Chinese buffet, which it's the same building. It's been a Chinese buffet for years. New owners, they remodeled and whatnot, put in a different menu, I guess. So I said, let's go try it. So went for my run. On the run, there's a gentleman that has a little hobby shop on his property. And I talked to him every once in a while working on cars, and he'd been up north for the summer, and I hadn't seen his back, but I hadn't actually seen him out. So I stopped and talked to him for a little bit, and he does some paint work for other people at times and stuff. And he painted up some stuff for a guy's Chevy truck that was supposed to be there this morning to pick it up and still hadn't picked it up. And this is now like 6 o'clock at night, and has said multiple times, I'll be there, I'm on my way, I'm almost there, blah, blah. And then he keeps blowing him off. The guy was kind of pissed off about it, which I would be too. If you're not going to make it, at least tell me you're not going to make it. We'll schedule it for tomorrow, whatever, something. But don't just keep telling me you're on your way and then never show up. It's super annoying. So, but yeah, we chatted a little bit. So run took a little longer than it should have. But went and finished my run up, got back to the house, grabbed a shower, we jumped in the car and headed up to the Chinese buffet. And they've added new flooring and stuff. They painted the walls and they changed a few things, added new light fixtures and whatever. They painted a lot of tables and they didn't do a great job on the tables. Paint's already flaked on the chairs because they didn't prep them right. So, and it is what it is there. But the food was lackluster at best. Like, it was definitely not worth the 40 bucks it cost us this meal. And I was just, yeah, it was not. Service was fine. The food was gross. Like, there was nothing there that I thought, oh, I'd like to take some of this home for tomorrow for lunch. Not a single thing that I ate. So we got back home. I didn't complain about it the whole time I was there, so I was trying not to upset my wife at all. Sometimes I tend to complain about things often. So went ahead and we chatted. I said, what do you think? We got back home. She goes, I kind of liked it. I'm like, I have no interest in ever going back there. So if you want to go there again, find other people to go with you, or go on your own, because I don't want to spend my money there anymore. For another 10 bucks, we can go on up to Port Orange, and they have a Chinese buffet up there that is phenomenal. Like, I mean, it's really, really good. Like, probably one of the better ones I've been at ever. And I'll pay the extra 10 bucks and drive the extra hour, round trip. It's completely worth it. So that was our deal there. Got back to the house, and I was feeling odd. I don't know, it was too much MSD. I was like feeling like lethargic kind of thing, but I'm just feeling lost mentally. Like, I don't know if I'm extra worried about the garage and wasting all this money on a building that I really probably don't need. I feel like I don't deserve it. Growing up, I was always made to feel like you don't deserve to have anything nice. And I think mostly because my mom was broke and my dad was a drunk, so they weren't able to give me anything nice. So often I was made to feel that I wasn't allowed to have nice stuff or didn't deserve to have nice stuff. So kind of making that feeling right now in my brain that's probably overwhelming me a little bit mentally. So kind of is what it is there. So, but yeah, went ahead and kind of had that whole fun of the experience. So yeah, kind of was wanting to go to sleep after dinner, but I was like, it's too early and I'll screw it my whole night if I do that. So headed outside for a little bit, had myself a cigar, got my little blanket for my toes because my feet get cold. Enjoyed that, and then headed back in, watched a little bit of Frasier, had myself a little snack, and wrapped it up and called it a night. That's all I got for now. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.